Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today, where'd the knife go? Where'd the knife go? Ah, there it is. Today we're reviewing the CRKT S.P.E.W. Yeah, pretty fun name that. Let's get it out of the sheath here. Yeah, S.P.E.W. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and just jump right into this review. And let's start off with our blade length measurement. We're coming in here under 3 inches. Whoops. There we go. Nice. Good size there. For comparisons, I don't really know what I want to compare it against. Let's do the rats. There's the 1. There's the 2. Little tiny knife. So yeah, there you go. And then we'll compare it against another cricket. There's the tuna. And we'll compare against this this little tiny tuya knife that I have. There we go. That's about, yeah, I think that ought to do the trick. We don't really need to do very many size comparisons. It's a small neck knife. That's the bottom line. So what are we looking at here in terms of materials? We are looking at a Wharncliffe blade, a true Wharncliffe. Very, very nice. Okay, guys, don't have a heart attack. Okay, brace yourselves. 5CR15 CO MOV, or just MOV, whatever. 5CR steel. Okay then. The handles are G10. We have a hollow grind here. Very nice little hollow grind. Very, very thin blade. Yeah. And this is designed by Alan Foltz. I think his name is, let's see, show there. Foltz. He makes a lot of neck knives for CRKT, actually. I think it's Alan Foltz. I think so. S.P.E.W, I believe, stands for Small Pocket Everyday Wharncliffe. This is definitely a small Wharncliffe. Is it good for everyday carry, though? Well, we'll see. Let's go ahead and go over to the cutting footage, and yeah, then we'll talk about this knife. Alrighty, CRKT S.P.E.W. I love that name. How's it carry? Like a neck knife? It's a good size for a neck knife. It's pretty small, pretty light. The cord that comes with it is not a breakaway chain, which could definitely be viewed as a negative. But you know what? It's okay. There's our nice little Wharncliffe. How are the ergos? Sorry about that. I paused it because the wind got too bad. It's not perfect, but we're going to keep going. How are the ergos? This little choil up here is really great for locking your finger in. The jimping up here on the blade is really nice. The knife is held there solidly. Then you get some control there, and then the little lanyard gives a place for your pinky to sit. So the knife is actually very ergonomic and comfortable. The handles are actually contoured, which is nice. It's a nice little feature. So yeah, let's go ahead and see it do some cutting. So I'm going to tilt you down there. This little Wharncliffe blade of 5CR steel, it's not going to be a cardboard slicer. I mean, you can do it, but there's other things that this blade is much more suited for, which we'll show here in a sec. Actually, you know what? We'll just show them now. Let's see here. Great little stabby guy. So, here, we want this piece. There we go. This is a great utility cutting knife. Whoops. Great for utility cuts. So, yeah, this grip here, getting this finger in that choil, this is great for utility cuts. Absolutely fantastic. As most Wharncliffes are for utility cuts. Where's the end of our rope here? There it is. Come on, rope. Get out of there. Okay. Pretty nice little slice. This is going to be difficult for this knife. Just pushing down. Yeah, we're not even going to keep trying that. That's not what this knife is good for. Do some pool noodle cutting. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and get back to the table and finish up this review. All right, let's get into it with the S.P.E.W. I realized I forgot to talk about the sheath. The sheath has a nylon cord. I mean, it's like a shoelace. You can see there even, yeah, it's like a shoelace more than paracord. You have a little slidey adjuster on it. And the sheath itself is just molded plastic with fairly good retention. You have a nice little push-off spot. Anyways, let's get into what I'm liking and what I'm not liking about this knife. First of all, I think it looks cool. And part of that is because of this G10. This is just gorgeous G10, in my opinion. Some of the prettiest G10 I've ever seen, even. That is really, really nice. I like that a whole lot. Next thing, the blade is functionally very good. It's a Wharncliffe. It's good for your utility cuts. And as an everyday carry fixed blade, I think it fills a lot of good roles. Opening packages, picking splinters, stuff like that. In fact, I have some, I took my basic cutting footage with this knife, but I also took some specialized EDC footage just because I think this is a very specialized type of blade. And so I took a video of me cutting open a blister pack, which this excels at because of that very, very needle-like point. Super, super thin point. Very, very pokey. And then I also took a video of me picking a splinter out of my hand because, again, needle-like tip. So we'll show those here. Anyways, there we go. So yeah, very good little blade shape. I like Wharncliffe's. It's very functional, very thin, very pokey, so that's good. The next thing, the ergos on this knife are actually really nice. This jimping here is surprisingly functional. You have a little bit of a ramp here. Your thumb really sits in there. It's good. The knife is contoured. You have a good spot for your finger here. And then this lanyard is good for your pinky to just kind of rest on. So I'm glad that they have this little lanyard on here. I like that quite a bit. Yeah, definitely. I mean, not a super solid grip, but definitely a good grip on this knife. I mean, it's a small knife. What are you expecting? For a small knife, this is a good grip. I like that quite a bit. Yeah, I think that's all the likes I have. Let's go ahead and, oh, one more like, it's full tang. I do like that it is full tang. That is good. So to sum up everything I like, it's a very functional design, great design. Oh, I like the name, S.P.E.W. I think that's funny. That makes me laugh. Small pocket, everyday Wharncliffe. I like it. It's a fitting name. It's a funny name. Thumbs up for me. I like that quite a bit. Okay. Now let's get into, anyways, I like it's a very functional design. The handles are really good. Great looking G10. I like the texturing and stuff. I like the feel in hand. Very functional design. Let's get into what I don't like. So first thing, I'll start with the sheath. Yeah. So the knife does go in and it does hold it. So I guess that's a good thing. The sheath does hold the knife. It's a little bit rattly, but not bad. You do have a good thumb push-off point. And the knife does carry well. It's a good size, so we can add all that into things I like. It's a good size for a neck knife. However, I don't like this cord. I don't know why they went with a nylon cord instead of like a breakaway chain. That seems a little bit unsafe to me, you know? Yeah, if this gets caught in anything, instead of just breaking and pulling off your neck, it might strangle you to death. So that's not pretty. And also, just this cord is very thick. In fact, this is actually coming untied as I'm talking. I need to put a better knot in this. But the thing is it's kind of hard to put a good knot in this because getting it to where I want it to be, and this rope's not very tieable. Like, ugh, look at that. It gets all stiff and wonky, and I just don't really like this. It's... Oops. There we go. There's a square knot. I don't know. It's just bulky back here, and I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that. I don't really like this little slider. They honestly, I don't know. It's just not a big fan of the carry. I have carried this knife and it does work, but another thing too is when you're carrying a knife, like when you're carrying something that's like this soft around your neck all the time, it gets that nice sweaty smell, which don't we all love? But yeah, whatever. So sheath is kind of, I could of course put a different chain on here, which I probably will, but yeah, just had to talk about that. I've had this knife for a long time, and I have enjoyed it, but 5CR. And it's not like this knife is super cheap. This knife is actually a little bit more expensive than another neck knife I recently reviewed, the Mini Tack. This is 8CR13. And this is, I mean, you know what? I don't usually talk about price, so I go over my final conclusions, but let's look up the price of the S.P.E.W. Yeah, most places have this for 30 bucks. Excuse me. I got this knife for 22. A little bit overpriced for 5CR steel. And look at this. You don't have a sharpening choil, and I have sharpened this knife several times because it loses its edge very quickly. And as you can see there, yeah, we're getting a smile. I don't think this one had a smile from the factory, actually, but I have seen, like, you can buy these everywhere. In fact, I picked one up at a sporting goods store and was looking at it, and it had had a horrible smile, brand new. This one did not, so that's good at least. But yeah, 5CR steel, really? Really? Come on, CRKT, come on. You might notice the dinosaur I have in the background here isn't like some of the dinosaurs I had in the background of some of my other videos, you know, like a high quality resin model. No, this is a little cheapo plastic McDonald's toy thing that doesn't really work half the time. And yeah, it's because cheapo plastic, cheapo metal. Not a big fan of that at all. So, yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it. You know, it's a small fixed blade neck knife. There's not a whole lot of good. There's not a whole lot of bad to go over. Let's go into my final conclusions and look. This knife has a lot going for it. Great package opener. Fantastic Wharncliffe. It's a true Wharncliffe. Really good. I would say, you know, after my sharpenings, though, with that smile and everything, it doesn't lay completely flat anymore, but whatever. It has the basic CRKT problem that I talk about all the time. Great design plagued by less than stellar materials. Look, this G10, fantastic. Keep that. That is gorgeous. I want to see this in like 12C27. You know, obviously CRKT has some kind of 12C27 in stock at their factories because every once in a while they'll pop out with a knife in 12C27. I wish they just make that their standard instead of their 5CR or 8CR stuff. I mean, 12C27 isn't a spectacular steel, but it's at least half decent. And especially at this price of $30, no. If this was 8CR at $30, okay, maybe. 5CR at $30, no. Never. No way. So, do I recommend this knife? Yes, with the caveat that you should just know what you're getting yourself into. It's a good design. It's a great design. It has some good features. For such a small knife, it fits in the hand really well. This is basically the perfect package opener. Perfect. I mean, look how thin that is. It's a Wharncliffe. Perfect package opener. Great craft knife. 5CR steel, though. So, you know, if you're not a neck knife person, well, then obviously skip on this, unless you want to keep it in like a desk drawer or something, which I could see this being great in a roll like that. But, I mean, honestly, this is a much better knife, and it's more knife. And you can get a Kirdashi for the mini tack, which is a Wharncliffe. But, so yeah, though, this is going to be a light recommendation from me, at best. And that's really all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Gideon, out.